Гармата! Пострел!
So, when the fog appears, the action starts. Do you need a lot of men right away?
Yes, and the more the better, because now the frosty days have begun, and in fact, we can't do much. In the last week, we lost 5 passenger vehicles. Thank God, all the guys are alive. They work both long range, that is, 20 kilometers from the line of contact. And regarding approach, getting to the position, every intersection has waiting drones sitting there. All intersections are practically mined.
Пульс, включи світло! В салоні! О, хорошо.
Today, Army TV is working with the 141st Mechanized Brigade. We're going to the guys who fight on the American M114 howitzer. By the way, the crew has exactly that specimen that fought back in Vietnam. So we've arrived at the positions of the 141st Separate Mechanized Brigade. The guys warned us that when we get out of the car, we must definitely look under our feet because the Russians are now mining with PTM mines pedals. Look, I did it.
The M114 howitzer, in my opinion, is an underrated fire support asset of artillery. In fact, the gun is from the 1940s. This specific gun took part in combat operations in Vietnam. I think it helped the Americans back then. Now it's helping us a little. Right in front of us, we see a treasure that can hit the enemy with 155mm caliber at a distance of 14,600 meters. That's its maximum firing range, unfortunately. And that's its only downside. Since it arrived here, it has already fired about 300 rounds. So far, there have been no issues with it. Towed artillery has a big advantage over self-propelled ones, in my opinion. Yes, it's not as mobile, but especially in positional warfare. And if the crew can quickly and qualitatively prepare firing positions, we can make relocations. The gun has much greater survivability compared to self-propelled artillery. It's very, very hard to inflict critical damage on it. But the credit goes to, as you see, in what kind of shelter we are located, how many nets we use to protect ourselves. They say infantry digs a lot, but in my opinion, artillery now digs twice as much to survive. The wide wheels allow it to be transported normally. It's not a plow dragger. And, in my opinion, it is quite good in relation to weather conditions. It doesn't ice over. Once again, the sighting devices are very well made. That is, there is no such problem. For example, I worked before on FH-70. There is no such issue when water got in, frost hit, and the sighting devices simply fail. Everything is made much simpler, more crudely. In the current conditions, in my opinion, that's very good. Now there are few such guns. You can see the barrel. That is, there is no muzzle brake on it. The advantage for us is that the powder gases do not expand to the sides and practically do not ruin our camouflage. That's a very big difference from the same Soviet systems, where everything scatters to the sides. All the branches burn, and so on. Here, there is no such problem. And the powder gases are much less noticeable, much smaller fireball during the shot. And it's very hard to calculate the gun even by muzzle flash.
Rotations of your crews. How many guys sit here? How many rest? And has it become more complicated now compared to 2022?
Look, it has become much more complicated. And directly with us, we try. Before it was 6 on duty, 3 rest, then 8 on duty, 4 rest, now 10 on duty, 5 rest. It can happen that the guys stay on positions for 12 or even 14 days. It all depends on the weather, on that. We can drive after 10 days, but that can be a one-way trip. But before making any logistical moves, we very carefully analyze the route we can take. We know the vulnerable spots on the route where something unpleasant is most likely to wait for us. Or someone walks on foot, watches for kilometers whether there are waiting drones, where they can sit. Or for good luck, cross ourselves, say God bless us, and we go.
Армата! Пострел! Woohoo!